Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante, rising up from underneath Wayne Manor in the outskirts of Gotham comes the truth, folks. An inconvenient truth. We talk a lot about the environment on this show because it is collapsing, but one of the things I like to focus on is positive stories. I want to show that there's work being done out there that's working. It just needs, as I always say, it needs real money behind it. It needs trillions of dollars behind it. And it could be done by this country, but I don't think it will be as long as we have Joe Biden. And if he screws up the economy enough and, the inflation keeps going up, gas prices have gone up, food prices have gone up. We are in inflation right now. Gas in Southern California is up near $4.75 a gallon. We're coming up near $5. I think the national average is $4 something. So, and they're going to lose. The Democrats will lose either the House and or the Senate. And then, the Republicans will run some crazy neo-fascist who's not as stupid as Trump. And then we'll be back to, we got to just get this evil fascist out of the White House and nothing will get done. And more time is wasted while we don't solve climate change. But there's solutions out there. They just need real backing and effort, like what is happening in Scotland. I've talked about stuff in Iceland. I'm finding all this stuff is happening out there. These people are there's good work being done. It just needs to be implemented on a mass scale. And part of the things I talk about is some of these solutions are unique to these regions of the world because of their climate, their topography, whatever. But that's the point. It's going to take, there's not going to be one fix. It's not like, we just get electric cars. That's not going to do it. It's going to mean a million different things. It's going to take a million things. So I want to show you this that I found on Twitter that is happening in Scotland. The Orkney Islands are a renewable energy powerhouse using wind, wave, and tidal power. They are generating 140% of their electricity needs. 140%. That's possible. That's like, and then we store it or send it out to places that don't have. This is the thing. I remember talking about, I've talked about this numerous times. I remember in my many travels as a stand-up comic, we were going through Texas and I was sitting on a plane next to a guy who worked in wind energy. And he said that the Dakotas, North and South Dakota, have enough wind to generate 60% of America's energy needs, just those two states. And I said, what's the issue? He said, well, building the infrastructure, obviously building the turbines, and then a power grid infrastructure. We need to update the power grid to collect it and distribute it and store it and do any number of things. Because electricity, I was told, like water, can leak. So you don't get as much, or how water evaporates. Technically, electricity does a version of that, as it was explained to me. So these solutions are out there, and there could be excess energy. But let's watch this. Now, this is from 2019. And again, it's 2019. That's from the World Economic Forum. And that's just that's just a tip of the iceberg, right? But this guy, Mike, climate camp focusing on addressing climate crisis, building green jobs and a Green New Deal. Let's join together to change the world. I don't know much about this guy, but I'm going to follow him. So there it is. There's just one little island that's doing this. I've done videos on Iceland is capturing CO2. I've done how algae, how thorium power plants, how aloe vera. I mean, like I keep showing you all of these things. So why is this important? Because this expecting the federal, we need a top-down solution for climate. There's no two ways about it. But in the meantime, this is why local politics actually is important. In some ways, more important than the federal, because to get the federal government to do anything is just it takes forever. But this is something to pressure your local lawmakers, and your local lawmakers are more susceptible to constituents. And the solutions are out there. We could put the whole country, the whole world working together. And you can't do it. And you keep voting for the Democratic Party that supports war. You can't vote for a party that increases the war budget, just like the Republicans do. You can't do it. If you held the Democratic Party accountable and withheld your vote, you would make the party more progressive. If the progressives within the party said, we're leaving. If progressives within the party said, we better get what we want or we're walking and we're joining the People's Party, like Norma Jean Swearengin did. But I don't think AOC and the squad, Anita Turner and Bernie Sanders and Tulsi Gabbard, I don't think any of them got the integrity of Paula Jean Swearengin to leave the Democrats and join the People's Party. I just don't think they have the integrity to do it. Otherwise they would have already, so because politicians, we all know this in both parties. If you're in either party, Republican or Democrat, you're bought and paid for by big corporations. And anyone, like, remember Trump said, oh, I'm an outsider. Come on. He's a billionaire rich kid, friends with the Clintons, gave a $1.5 trillion tax break to the wealthiest people. He didn't help out working class Americans. He didn't give a shit about working class Americans, and neither does Joe Biden. Like, you're a sucker if you think either one of these parties is going to help you. They don't care. It's more expensive for you to fill up your gas tank. It's going to be the most expensive Thanksgiving you've ever had because of food prices. They don't give a shit. And you think, well, I'm going to vote out Joe Biden and vote in a Republican. That'll fix it. No, it won't. You'll just get screwed over by the Republicans. So do something. Stand for something. Join the People's Party. I'm going to keep showing you these solutions that are out there. I'm going to keep showing this to you because the solutions are out there. And I'm giving you this information so that you can request your local lawmakers. No, we need this where we live. Do you live in an island? Do you live near the coast? All these hydro things are possible. Do you live where it's windy? You should have wind turbines. I mean, again, these are all things that Americans could be put to work doing. A hydrogen-powered ferry. That's huge. That's huge. That this is the ingenuity that's out there. People are thinking, oh, how do we fix this? Well, we need ferries to go back and forth to this island. They're dirty. They pollute. They burn coal or oil or whatever. Oh, let's get that. Like, everyone's thinking. Imagine if we came up with clean burning jet fuel. The first person to come up with that is going to be the wealthiest person on the face of the earth. Like, think about it. Like vegetable oil. I mean, there's diesel engines that run on vegetable oil. So how come someone can't figure out how to do jet fuel? There's got to get some smart people in a room and work. Maybe there's somebody already working on it. I don't know. But Boeing and Airbus, rather than making weapons to blow up poor people in the Middle East, why don't you figure out how to get, because then, American farmers and farmers all around the world, crops can go to clean burning jet fuel. If we had clean burning jet fuel, you know how much that would do to help reverse climate change? Just that overnight, if we just made every jet plane burn clean, like veggie oil, Again, like diesel engines can do. There's diesel engines you can pour vegetable oil in and they run. So solutions are out there. It's there if you want it. You keep voting for the Democratic Party, we're just going to die a little bit, like 5 years slower than if the Republicans are in power. Yeah, Joe Biden's better for the environment compared to Trump, but he's still not going to save us from climate collapse. It's like we're all going to die in the year 2050 versus the year 2045 if Trump was in office. Oh, wow, great. And what's the world going to look like? What kind of apocalyptic hellscape are we going to be living in? Solutions are out there. Vote with your dollars. Don't vote for the Democratic or Republican parties. Go to opensecrets.org to find out candidates that they call themselves progressives. Find out where they get their money. Find out where Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, find out where they get their money. Fossil fuel, they give a lot of money to Democrats, just like Republicans. Wake up. Wake up to the reality of that. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth. Withhold your vote, withhold your money, withhold your time, withhold your labor. That's the only leverage we got. Shave your knuckles for justice. Boom. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. We are still in our 9th month of demonetization from YouTube. So support what we're doing at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. It's free to sign up, and there's a premium level at $10 a month. And for that, you get everybody on the platform's premium content. Myself, Lee Camp, Ron Placone, Jimmy Dore, Whitney Webb, Kim Iverson, Abby Martin, and many, many others. You can also support what we're doing at Venmo at Graham-Elwood and go to GrahamElwood.com. We have a PayPal button and a PO box. I also have crypto wallets, which are all in the show notes. Thanks for supporting what we do.